Good morning. My name is Doug Congdon-Martin. I'm an elder here at First Pres, and I'm currently the chair of the Mission Committee. I would like to speak to you for a few minutes this morning about the Matthew 25 Lenten campaign that begins this morning, and to bring you some good news and some not so good news. The good news is that through your generosity, in last year's campaign, we were able to have a significant impact on the greater Westchester community. In fact, it was far greater than we originally imagined. If you remember, we started the 2020 Matthew 25 campaign in the middle of February with a goal of raising $25,000 to address housing insecurity in our community. By your gifts, we easily met and surpassed that goal, with the excess being placed in the new Missions Endowment Fund for future mission needs. Your gifts were immediately put to work. As planned, we worked with two mission partners. The first, the Friends Association, has a long-standing presence in our community. It has been addressing homelessness in a variety of ways, including direct services to families. We were able to support their program with a grant of $3,000 in addition to our regularly budgeted amount that we give to their work. The second mission partner was the Promise program at Westchester University. This program works with a number of housing insecure students at the university, supporting them in a variety of ways to enable them to finish their studies. Unfortunately, that support ends at graduation, leaving a gap as they transition into the real world. Through your generosity, we were able to support two of these graduating seniors, providing them with startup funds for housing and transportation in the amount of $6,500. The remainder of the Matthew 25 fund was put in the hands of our pastoral team to address the needs of those in our community who could not be served by other governmental or charitable providers. In 2020, our pastors were able to provide nearly $11,000 to address housing crises like rent, utilities, and furnishings. And the fund continues to be used in the early months of 2021. This would be good news enough if that were all. Just 2 weeks after we started the Matthew 25 campaign, the first case of non-travel related COVID was confirmed in the United States. By the end of March, there were over 80,000 cases in the U.S. with 1,000 deaths. 10 million Americans were out of work, including 6.6 million who applied for unemployment in the last week of March 2020. It was clear that we were in for a struggle, and that the least of these, our brothers and sisters, were going to bear the brunt of it. The Missions Committee was pondering how we should address these times when an anonymous member of this congregation, seeing the same need, offered a matching fund of $30,000 as a challenge to create a COVID relief fund. And this is what is amazing to me. Despite having just given over $35,000 to combat homelessness, this congregation matched and exceeded that challenge. In 2020, we provided over $60,000 more to address the burdens that COVID had placed on the people in our community. Over $40,000 went to mission partners, most old, some new, who were on the front lines of the crisis working with the people most affected. The remainder went to individuals to support them with food, clothing, car repairs, rent, and utilities. You may have caught the crossover there. To be honest, the Matthew 25 Fund and the COVID Relief Fund sometimes merged in my feeble brain, but for a good reason. In a New York Times article earlier this month, Connor Doherty reported that the nation has a plague of housing instability that was festering long before COVID-19, and the pandemic's toll has made it only worse. Now the financial scars are deepening, and the disruptions to family life growing more severe, leaving a legacy that will remain long after mass vaccinations. So COVID and homelessness are inextricably intertwined and have a chokehold on the most vulnerable in our community. So that's the not so good news. As much good as we did, however much we sacrificed, the challenge of homelessness is still with us, and in the coming months may become even more dire. This is why, instead of seeking a new cause to address in this Lenten season, the Mission Committee continues to focus on housing insecurity in 2021. Again, this year our goal is to raise $25,000 to address homelessness in our community. In the coming weeks, our mission partners in this cause will share some of their stories of success and challenge with you. I hope you will be inspired by what they are doing and by how your generosity has contributed to their good work. And I hope that you will find a way to respond again, as you have in the past, by sharing of your wealth and energy and prayer with those in need. You know, I've been a part of many churches through the years, and they were filled with good and faithful Christians whom I have loved and admired deeply. But I can honestly say that I have never known a people as generous as you. Time after time, you amaze and humble me. Your love of God, and compassion for the world has so often brought me to tears of joy and hope, and of knowing the presence of God in you. And so I thank you and look forward to this Lenten season together. May God bless us all.